Hiya! So because it's nearly London Pride, I just decided randomly that I was going to share my coming out story with you. So I was looking through my computer and I decided the way I was going to come out was I recorded a video for my family to watch. So I got my mum, dad and brother together and I just put the laptop on their knee and said, I've got something to tell you, please watch this. I'm going to leave the house and I'm going to come back in an hour when you've watched it. So all in all it was about a 15-minute video, but I've just cut it down so that you can see some of it. I just realised how important it is, you know, and how scary it was to do it. And looking back now, it was about 2 years ago, and realising how much I've grown as a person since I told them and how much more comfortable I am as a person is just like incredible. And to look back at it and see how like breathless I was and nervous to say things, and it's just silly. There's somebody now out there watching this who feels exactly the same, and I just want to say, as a lesbian, as a feminine gay person, you're going to be alright and you can do it, and it doesn't matter how you choose to come out with it. Just do it when you're ready and I promise it's going to be okay. Okay, so let's have a great Pride, happy Pride. Love you all. Right, I'm just going to start this, and I know it's kind of like a crazy thing, but I just thought that while I've got Leon home and my dad and my mum, I thought it was the best time to say it really. I think that obviously I've been having a bit of a shit time in London and everything, and I feel like probably the fact that I have something to tell you isn't helping. That's not been the complete reason, but I feel like obviously keeping this inside is obviously like sort of eating away at me, so I think now is the bloody time to tell yous really. So, and I've never really felt like I needed that much support, but with this I feel like I need you to support me more than ever in my life, because if you don't support me in this, it's going to be horrendous for me. And I don't think until someone's gone through this themselves, anyone could truly understand how hard it has been. You know, you go through every single emotion: embarrassment, denial, sadness, fuck it, you know, all the different emotions you can go through. But it has been really, really, really hard for me, and I have done it on my own, and there was no other way of doing it. Basically, I've never felt natural with guys, and now you know what's coming. But I've never felt natural being with a guy in a relationship way, and it got to the age of 23, and it still wasn't right. I was being with men, I suppose, intimately, and it just felt horrendous. And I don't know if you remember, Dad, but when I come off that last cruise ship, I was in a really bad way. And that was because I was dealing with my sexuality, obviously, and it was very, very hard. And I was cooped up on that ship on my own, trying to figure everything out and not knowing if it was a phase or not knowing what was going on, to be honest. But I am gay, I know I am, and I feel like I should pause the video now, because I suppose that you'll be reacting to that. Mum, obviously, you know, whenever you've ever asked me about dates, I shut you down so quick on it because I didn't want to tell you, basically. I want to be able to talk to you about it, and I want to be able to talk to you about dates and things, because it would be nice to talk to my mum about them things. Do you know what I mean? And I know that I can. I'm not keeping that side of my life away from you on purpose. Before I went on the ships, I knew I was sort of attracted to women you know, a little bit. It was sort of like my body was taking over. I think over the years I'd convinced myself so much that that wasn't a thing. How can someone look like me and be a lesbian? Like, I've never seen lesbians that look like me. Just because I didn't feel that way with men, I never imagined, oh, that's because you might be a lesbian. Like, that thought never crossed my mind. Do you know what I mean? Why would it? You're not brought up to think, oh, I could be a lesbian. So I think it comes as such a shock to me, even, because I couldn't believe it, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I knew I was having feelings for girls on the ship. Simple things like just holding hands with a girl meant more to me than being in a relationship with a guy. I got more butterflies from holding a girl's hand than I did with any guy. I didn't ever want a guy to cuddle me or any of that. I just didn't want it. And when I first moved to London, I was really a mess at that stage in my mind over it, because I was really embarrassed about it and couldn't really accept it. And I ended up going on a date, and it was the first date I'd been on with a girl, and I was absolutely shitting myself. I went, and I did tell you about it actually, because it was on Red Nose Day, but I didn't tell you it was a girl. And I remember it was just the most amazing night for me. To go from feeling so confused and feeling like you don't know who you are, which has never happened to me. I've always felt that sort of, I know who Chantel is, but it just blew me apart. I felt like I didn't know anything about myself. How can I not have known all my life that I was a lesbian? Like, it's kind of, you won't understand these things because you haven't gone through it. It's really a crazy thing. Anyway, I went on this night, and you know, she was absolutely beautiful. We had the loveliest time. We had a kiss, you know. It just felt like magical, to be honest, is the best way I can describe it. And I remember the next day, I just cried because I'd finally felt how everybody else had felt. Like, all the things that people talk about, I couldn't understand it. I was just like, I'm so glad I'm alive to have lived this day, because it was one of the best days of my life, because I finally felt comfortable and sort of what love feels like, and it was so natural to me. It's never ever ever like that. If I go on a date with a guy, which just makes me feel horrendous even thinking about it, my mind's going, like I'm not comfortable. I tried my best to change it, you know, for your sakes and for mine, and it's not going to change, and I don't want to hide it anymore. You know, I feel at a point where I can tell you now. The last thing that I wanted to do was to upset you. I would never want to upset you, and I would never intentionally upset you. But this is not a decision. I've not decided to be gay. I am gay. And I can't water that down. It is what it is. And if it does upset you, I'm sorry. You know, I can't change it, basically. I just want to be in love and have someone there who loves me. That's all that I want in life. You know, I love you so much. Getting rid of this will allow me to be closer with you and be more myself. I wanted to tell you as a family so you could discuss it together. You know, I'm not expecting a quick fix. You'll go through everything that I've been through. You'll go through shock. You'll go through things, emotions, of course. But ask me any questions. I can't promise I can answer them all, but ask me any questions. Don't be embarrassed to ask me anything. If you are upset, be upset, but be mindful that it's quite a touchy subject for me, and you can upset me easily with it at the moment. But it will get better, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to be happy, and that is everything that I want. And I love yous all. I'm going to come back up now soon, and I hope that we can have a hug and just love each other, really, because that is all that matters. Alright, I'll be crapping myself, so I'll see you in, half an hour.